Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Empowered Woman. We are live. I would encourage you to please invite someone, a woman, a mother, a single mother, grandmother, who may need this live. Today, we are talking about how to release to rise. Release to rise. To all our subscribers, thank you. Um, God bless you for supporting us, for showing up. You are very much appreciated. If you are new here, welcome. I am Stella K. Ajay, someone that the Lord has helped and empowered, and I'm here to empower you. This channel is, a channel of faith. We we serve women. Welcome all. We serve women who have gone through relationship challenge or another, be it through marriage, divorce, single parent, a grandparent. Um, if you have been hurt in any way, shape, or form, know that healing is very much possible for you. You do have to forgive in order for you to step into what God has purposed for you, right? Um, I have gone through divorce myself, has not been easy, but God has been good, too good, and has been faithful and has given me a rich family who has supported me, especially my children. Amazing. And I'm so, so grateful. So, as long as you have life, there is hope. One of the things that can go um, wrong in such a scenario is finances, is being derailed from your plans that you may have put in place, God's plans for you. You may have been derailed, but as the statement goes, delayed but not denied, which means that there is hope. So look around you and see the different channels that can be a blessing to you, right? You never want to be sidetracked. You do not want to be isolated. That is something that, it's not in your benefit, right? So if you have been hurt in any way, if you've been challenged, please know that there is help. Sometimes you do have to seek out the help, but there is help all around you. For me, it's my immediate family, my friends, my church family, and the desire to, develop myself to step into the areas that I am yet to explore, right? Right. For me, one of them is finances. When I got divorced, it was very difficult, very challenging. Money was hard, living paycheck to paycheck. But I had the desire to learn. And so I started 2020. I went in and I have not stopped. And that is what I would encourage you to do. Read books, encourage yourself, advance yourselves. Even if it's like a certification, going back to school, whatever you're led to do, I encourage you to do that and do it well. So today, I want us to delve into, um, you know, how to release your hurt, your pain. Go watch my previous videos. I always touch on it. Today, I want to make the simple statement that you ought to let go in order for you to heal. You first have to address the problem. It's something that I would really talk about every time I come on because it's so important. Once you release it, you're able to forgive, and then you're able to think clearly. Once you're able to think clearly, the possibilities are endless. The opportunities are endless. You just have to desire to lean in to your area of strengths, right? If you have a skill, even if you're not sure, explore, experiment, discover them. And I tell you, you will excel without a doubt. And that is why I am here. So, welcome again. If you're just joining us and you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification button so that you will be notified every time we have an upload or we have an upcoming live. Also, share it to your friends and family. And I know that this will be a blessing to them. So, not only do we talk about releasing the hurt, letting go, forgiveness, we also talk about money, because once you go through divorce or you're a single mom, or perhaps you've even lost a family member who is the breadwinner, you move from, a double income, two income household to a single income household, the bills don't change, right? If you're living in a home, the mortgage doesn't go down. If you are in an apartment, it doesn't go down. Like electricity bill, it doesn't go. It might adjust a little bit, but it does not go. It does not disappear, which means that you have to adapt. Sometimes you may have to downsize, right? And so we talk about budgeting. We talk about increasing your income, learning how to invest, the different ways to invest. You know, increasing your income can be, as I mentioned, going back to school or starting a business, right? Perhaps from a skill. Even your life's challenges can be a source of income to you. What do I mean? Right? We will get to that. So, how do you release? How do you let go? You let go by acknowledging what happened, right? You have to acknowledge it, work through. It's a process. Work through it. Oftentimes, you may need a counselor, a professional counselor, a psychologist, somebody to talk to, a psychiatrist. Sometimes you just need some help. Whatever it takes, I encourage you to go through the process. And then you'll be given strategies of letting go. One of the major things is to write down your thoughts. Super important. Why is that important? It is important because by the end of a period or a year or 6 months, I promise you, when you go back to that journal, you will find the things that you were finding difficulty back then. You're now able to look at them in the face, address them, and even forgive the person. Super important for you to forgive, right? You also have to set boundaries, right? You set boundaries and you don't, and you enforce the boundaries, meaning you yourself. This has been a struggle for me, but I am learning every single day. And I put my best foot forward every single day. So I encourage you to do the same. Now, when you forgive, forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you. Sometimes the question comes to, how do you forgive someone who doesn't even think that they've done something wrong? Remember that it's for you so that you can move forward, right? Boundaries, yes, so that you can move forward. Again, I'm having to learn this process, and so it will take time. So understand that it will take time. Last week, please go back and watch this self-care video. Super important. You have to care for yourself. As mothers, we're constantly pouring into others, especially our children, which we must. But you also have to pause and say, you are also important. And when you take time to refill, right? However self-care looks like to you, I encourage you to do them. Learn the different strategies. It's not all about just going to a spa. They're great. But sometimes self-care simply means that I need a moment to myself, doing nothing, or taking a walk, or taking a deep breath, stretching, all the things. Select what works best for you and create a schedule if you must, and go through the process. So you release that. Now you want to step into the areas. How do you advance yourself? How do you grow yourself? Right. Last week I shared a book on, setting boundaries, having your peace. Right. Very, 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 very important. So set the boundaries, live within the boundaries, enforce the boundaries. So if you say you're not going to do something, don't do it. And if you say you're going to do it within a certain period of time, set your calendar, show up, do it well, right? Do it well. Those of us who would love to serve, sometimes it's a challenge for us. But in order for others to, abide by the boundaries that you have set, you have to live within those boundaries, which makes which means that you're enforcing them, and this other people will follow through. So as I mentioned, today we're going to talk about how to rise. Right, you've released it. How do you rise? Pour into yourself, learn new skills, learn new strategies, go back to school, start a business, increase your income. One of the things that, becomes a hindrance to us is that we do not have enough. We don't have financial literacy. We're not confident in managing our money. We're not confident in even structuring things. Without structure, there'll be chaos, right? So I encourage you to be very, very intentional. Learn these simple skills. It will serve you well. So you want to look at your finance. We're talking about money today as we rise, right? You want to have control over your life, over your finances, learning how to bring in more income, learning how to manage the money that you're making. I always start from budgeting, which go watch the video about that. And I'll be doing more practical things on budgeting. And I have a free community where you can join, right? It is the Wealth Hub. Very important, because if you are not able to manage the little that you have, you will not be able to manage the abundance that you are asking for. There's no point in you learning, having access to money when you do not know how to manage it. It will get squandered. So I encourage you to learn basic skills like budgeting, tracking your money. Super important, because if you budget and it's all sitting so beautifully in a on a spreadsheet and you don't track it, it's no good. So there we talk about how to track your money. In my previous video, we talked about printing the past 3 months, doing a financial audit, knowing where your money has been going. Then you're able to plan better. But I guarantee you, the moment you do that, you will find extra money. One of the things that I do in my other community, the Stellar Circle, is how to invest. You need to find extra money to invest, right? Know what a 401k is, what to do with it, a Roth IRA, what to do with it, and how to manage them all, right? I always say, before you do anything, get a book and start writing in it. I have my book that I have all my financial stuff in it. Super important. So you can go back and always realign yourself, and it will serve you very, very well. I promise you. All these strategies are things that I have implemented. It served me well, and now I want to share them with you. So again, you track your money, then you have to know all your numbers. This is key. Okay. Know your income, how much is coming in. Know your expenses, right? How much goes out. That includes all your credit cards. Super important, right? All the loans. Hopefully, you don't have that many, all your loans, and you're going to come up with a strategy to pay them off. Without knowing your numbers, you will not get far. Your mind will be everywhere, will be scattered. So know your numbers, know your debt, right? Including your student loan. But I encourage you to not get overwhelmed with your student loans. They will work with you. What's not so gracious are your loans, whether it's personal, whether it is secured loan. That's where your money is getting drained. So we want to tackle them strategically in confidence. I promise you, it's not that bad. The first day, it will seem overwhelming, but you get through it. Now, once you get through it, then you seek help if it gets overwhelming. And that's what we're here for you for, right? So now that you do that, sometimes you may do that and you still don't have enough. But yet, tell you something. In this economy, the way the world is going, there are pros and cons. The pro is that there is hope for you. In this season, you can make money from anywhere, right? And if you tell me, I know nothing, I promise you, you know and have something you can monetize today. And even if you say, I don't know it, I can't make it happen, that's okay. There are other ways to make money. And it's as simple as marketing somebody else's um, business or products, and you get paid for it. So there's no such thing as you cannot make money. Now, you may start, it may not come right away, but as long as you have life and as long as you're eager to learn and keep going, keep moving, you will be just fine, right? So we move on, right? So these are basic foundation as you start your financial journey. You will get comfortable with it day after day. And if you have children, please don't sleep on this. We have to educate our children. We have to do these things so that we can leave them a legacy. First, a legacy of wisdom. Super important. So you have to be intentional in doing all of these. Yes, you have to be welcome, Lady Fitness Mom. You have to be intentional. Yes, we must leave a legacy. I'm not saying this, it's actually in the Bible. We're children of faith, so we live by what the Bible says, right? That, a good man leaves an inheritance for their children. And that is what I am desiring to do, aspiring to do in the season. And there are multiple ways. Another way to bring in income. I was talking to someone today and they're writing books, right? And in their sleep, book is listed on Amazon, they're collecting, right? It's all about marketing as well. So once you write it, you're going to have to talk about it. Whatever it is that you create, you're going to have to talk about it. You have been here. Okay. I guess I was busy going. So yes, welcome again. All right. So you want something that you not only, your 9 to 5 is great, but it's not what's going to allow you to leave the legacy, right? So starting a business is one, using your skills, creating something, writing a book, helping, offering your services, something that you have learned in the past, even your experience, even the bad experiences. I promise you, you can make profit of it. Now, once all this money comes in, now you have to invest it so that that money would grow for you. There's so many different ways. We're not going to talk about investing today because that is a whole nother, um, a video or live that we can do on it, which is coming very soon. We're trying to set the stage here, right? You acknowledge the problem. You've gone through the challenge. You've gone through the hurt. You acknowledge it. You release it. You forgive, and then you move on to building. So rebuilding yourself is super important, right? So we talked about journaling, we talked about budgeting, we talked about how to bring in more money. We've touched on investing. Now, I want to talk about how, and we've also talked about self-care. And now it is super important for you to keep your mind stable so that you can focus on the things that will bring you income. So your finances, you ought to make it a priority and be confident in it and celebrate the small wins that you get, right? As small, even if it means it's a day that you did not, remember the past, even if it's a day that you did not, you didn't feel like, there's such heavy weight, celebrate it, right? Write it in your journal, celebrate it. And I promise you, day by day, you will get through it. So if you're a mom, if you're a single mom, if you're a grandmother, if you've gone through hardship, I'm celebrating you. I'm rooting for you. And I promise you, you will rise, right? Rise to the position that God has called you into. You will rise. So take control of the situation, take control of your life, right? Release anything that will bring a hindrance to you. I promise you. Release anything that will hinder you in any way, shape, or form, right? And move through it. If you need a coach, do it. If you need mentorship, do it. One thing that I will tell you for sure, please do not isolate yourself. I'm begging you. Super important. Do not isolate yourself. Be intentional. Take care of your health, right? So that you can enjoy the wealth that is coming. Very important. So take care of yourself every single day. Do not overwhelm yourself, right? Um, I'm going to pause here. Let me look at the chat and see if there are any questions as I'm rolling. Any questions? Okay, if there are any questions, please put it in the chat. And in the show notes, if you want to join my free, Wealth Hub, click on the link, right? And you will be able to get in. I also, the YouTube community, utilize it, ask questions in there. If you're not able to type your questions right now, ask questions in there. And I will come back and answer them accordingly. Okay. All right. Let's see if I'm missing anything. No. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Okay. All right. If there are any questions, today we're going to make this is a very, very quick live. So you're rising to the position that you're called into. All right. You are letting go of the past and looking forward. There is hope and there is a do not get distracted on social media. If you're just starting, focus on you. Focus on you. Remember that you may see someone, that is where you want to be, and you want your videos, you want your business to look like theirs. Remember that they started somewhere. So do not overwhelm yourself, right? Do not overwhelm yourself. They started where you are right now, and you also will get there. All right. You also will get there. So life is not a competition. Life is a journey and it's a process. And the process, everyone has their own timeline. So I encourage you to stay focused, do not get distracted, and you will get there day after day, right? There is no guilt in your past, even wrong decisions. There is absolutely no guilt for you, right? Because remember, if you have children, your children are looking at what you're doing. Children mimic what they see other people do, especially the adults in their lives. So please remember that your children are looking, and as you're building, as you're rebuilding your life, you have you have something to look forward to. That means that you're leaving them a legacy. One of the legacies that I believe I've already given my children already is this: they know God for themselves. They've seen their hard work, and they have their own lane that they're walking in, but I see them thriving and working hard and desiring more for their lives, and being there for one another. To me, that is my first legacy for them. So legacies can be layers, right? So that is my first layer, and it brings me so much joy. And that alone allows me to press on, right? So remember that you cannot move forward in peace without addressing the past, right? And how do you build when you're emotionally stuck? You cannot. And that is why we address forgiveness, so that you can flourish, right? You cannot build financial, wealth and be comfortable with it and be able to manage it well if you're distraught inside, right? What's outside often comes from within. So always remember that in life we will experience challenges, right? So the past is gone. Know that as you're living today, there are new challenges that may come alongside you, that may come your way. And so if you have not mastered how to let go, it will hinder you, right? So I encourage you that starting over, sometimes it is actually the best thing for you. And if money has felt stressful, if it's felt, if you felt uneasiness, if you felt lost, it's never too late to start. And when you start like a baby, right? So don't skip processes. Go through the process, right? I also like to feel money. So there is always cash, even if it's $1. It is money. Feel it. Let it be in your wallet, and treat money well, treat money right. So as you rise, right, financially, emotionally, psychologically, they're all important. They're layers, and it's all important, right? So do not feel stressed about it. Don't carry emotional weight. It will not help you. It does not solve the problem. So clear your head, lay it down, clear your head so that you'll be able to move to the next level. Because as you rise, it brings its own other weight, right? So I will leave you with this. Ask yourself, what are you struggling with today? If it goes back to emotional trauma, if it goes back to challenges, go back to address them. If you've moved past it, praise God. And you need to address your money issues, address them. Start from the beginning. Look at your numbers. Do your 3-month audit and write things down. You don't need a fancy, Excel spreadsheets. Some people get I used to get so overwhelmed with it. So today I don't even want to teach it, but it is important. So a simple book, right? Write columns, income, your expenses, right? And then write also your goals, right? Don't forget having life insurance, right? All these things are expenses. So money coming in, money going out, right? Past mistakes, we do not dwell on them. You want to be as honest as possible with yourself. Be true to yourself. Make some painful decisions. Cancel subscriptions that you don't use anymore. And I'll say this to you. Invest in yourself. So I ask you, when was the last time you invested in yourself? Invest in yourself. When you are reading, it's an investment. It's knowledge that you're gaining, right? If nothing else, you're reading about someone who have gone through what you may be facing right now. That's a level of growth and knowledge that you are investing in yourself, right? Do not isolate yourself. Be in communities that would help you. And as children of God, we want to be in the house of God, right? Surround yourself with people who would encourage, who will lift you up, who would empower you, who will teach you a thing or two. Have mentors that you can go and ask them questions, right? Don't avoid addressing why you're stuck. It's the only way for you to fix the problem. So you release, you rebuild it in order for you to rise, right? Very soon I will be launching something, and it's going to be so powerful, right? So these three things, the framework, you never want to forget it. You're releasing the guilt, the shame, the mistakes that you made. You're forgiving, right? And this, I'm hoping that this is, for most of us, it's the rebuilding phase. Super important. As you rebuild yourself, your health, your mind, your emotions, rebuild your money, because you need money for everything. I'm talking about money nonstop because look at the way the economy is. You need money for almost everything. We do not want to make money as, as if there's nothing else that's important, but you need money. Money is good in order for you to survive, right? So build confidence in that space, build confidence in managing, tracking, investing your money so that it increases for you. Position yourself for growth. Position yourself for growth. Super important, right? So get help as you need it. As I'm rounding up, be grounded in who you are and whose own you are, right? Be grounded in that. So every day, speak life to yourself. Encourage yourself, right? Encourage yourself. Very, very important. Don't try to impress anyone. Impress God, impress yourself and your children if you have children, right? And one of the things that I would say is that, what are you leaving? How do you want people to remember you? What do you want them to remember you for? And also, you are worth it. You are powerful. You are unique. You are special. And you are blessed. And so with that, I am rounding up. Enforce boundaries. Yes, absolutely. All right. I'm not missing anything, I don't think. All right. So that is it for this evening. Thank you so much for joining. Follow us on our various social media. I am super excited because I'll be going live more often now on TikTok. And so if that's the space that you want to be in, you'll be finding us there. There are links, as I mentioned, if you need support in any way, we are here to serve you. I am on Nestuge. The two links that I have tonight is very important. The free link to the Wealth Hub, where we start from the beginning. I wish I had such a resource, such a community, when I got divorced in 2012, right? But I found myself in communities that has served me well. So honestly, I do not play with communities. So that is our free space, right? To encourage, empower, and give you the tools that you need so that you can be confident in managing your money and starting businesses as new ones, new resources, other streams of income comes in. So thank you so much. Let's connect. I will see you next week by God's grace. Until then, have yourself a blessed night and a wonderful week. Remember, you are unique, you are special, you're not stuck, you are not behind, you are building. And so I am Stella. Thank you for joining us. God bless you.